Welcome everyone to some more Batman Arkham Knight latest news and coverage. Definitely hope you enjoyed my previous videos, including my news roundup regarding all the pre-order bonuses which are offered within Arkham Knight. In that video, I specifically went into detail regarding exactly which retailers will give you each specific pre-order bonus, because I know the situation is very confusing, so that video was meant to clarify all of that information. Also hope you enjoyed my previous live streams here on YouTube as well. I recently streamed the entire story mode of Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, and Arkham City. Definitely check that out here on my channel. But jumping into today's topic, will the Batman die within Arkham Knight? Now, the reason this is even a topic is based on the recent gameplay trailer that released for Arkham Knight, as well as the recent E3 footage that was shown for the beginning of the game, in which Commissioner Gordon specifically says, this is how it happened, this is how the Batman died. Now, right when I heard that, a couple of theories went into my mind, and the first one being the Batman may have faked his death, similar to The Dark Knight Rises in a way, and in turn, Commissioner Gordon then believes that the Batman is dead. Or another theory I had was the Batman actually died, but the outcome of that wasn't just, okay, now Gotham has no savior, and now only Robin and Nightwing exist. My theory is that the hashtag #BeTheBatman kind of stands for, I would say, once the Batman is gone, every civilian within Gotham now has the chance to not take up the mantle of the suit, but take up the mantle of protecting the city and standing up to criminals and standing up to evil. So let that sink in for a second, because as I was thinking about this, I was like, that makes perfect sense though. You know, if the Batman's gone, we of course have Robin, Nightwing, and a couple of other heroes that may be introduced into Arkham Knight, but the Batman himself is not there. But if you remember, the Be the Batman trailer that released a little while ago, it shows random civilians basically taking up the mantle of protecting the city. It shows random civilians, a live action trailer. I'll leave it down below in the description if you guys don't remember. But that trailer pretty much encourages the fact that, you know, if the Batman's not there, you know, the civilians themselves have to find their way to protect the city and protect the innocents, you know? So that was kind of my main theory as to whether or not the Batman will die. So basically, with me saying that, I really believe the Batman will die within Arkham Knight. And even if he fakes his death and pretty much goes into hiding as Bruce Wayne only, similar to the Dark Knight Returns storyline as well, even though Batman's not old within this game, but he could go into hiding and never be the Batman again based on specific events that take place in Arkham Knight. So ultimately, I think if the Batman dies, it won't be like, you know, terror is attacking Gotham now and no one can save it, you know, Robin's not enough or Nightwing's not enough. I think ultimately the Batman will not only be a symbol of hope for the city, but it will create like a movement for hope. And, you know, based on the Be the Batman trailer, you could see the civilians, you know, having Batman tattoos on themselves. And I think, you know, if Batman dies, they probably wouldn't get a tattoo, but I think that tattoo in the trailer pretty much stood for these civilians taking up the mantle of being hope and being the defenders of the city. So that right there is my prime opinion, but I also think since Arkham Knight is the final Arkham game, supposedly, based from Rocksteady's statement, I think it would make sense to kill off Batman within his own finale. I think it would be very interesting and it would play out very unique, you know? And I agree with a lot of people who say, let's actually kill him this time, but for like a good reason, and let's not have like a Dark Knight Rises type of ending where he fakes his death and it's kind of, you know, weird that the Batman actually survived. Because I would agree that within the Dark Knight Rises, the way that he survived, you know, it was kind of explained with how he put the Batwing on autopilot basically, but, you know, it wasn't brought forward to the big screen as good as it could have been. You know, they could have explained it a little better, they could have shown it maybe. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that ending from Dark Knight Rises, but with Arkham Knight, I think they can do something that really will blow people's minds. And I think, the fact that this is the finale, and the fact that, every poster you see for Arkham Knight says this is the end, everything's kind of hinting at the death of the Batman. So I'm not against it. I think if we have good writers, which I know we will for this game, then they're gonna end Batman's life in a very honorable way that blows people's minds in the end. That's just my opinion. And it's also unclear whether any Justice League members will appear in Arkham Knight, because if that is true, I believe that if Justice League members are introduced to Arkham Knight, and even if they're not playable, it kind of gets my mind thinking, okay, well, if Batman dies and the Justice League really hasn't been a big part in the Arkham universe, maybe his death will spark the origin of the Justice League. I do believe that the Justice League may already exist, because we do have a lot of Easter eggs within all the Arkham games, to Oliver Queen, to Superman, to the Flash. So I think maybe these heroes don't even exist yet, and the Batman's death may cause them to come out and start protecting the city. That's maybe how the game could end. We have Batman's death, and then we have all these heroes stepping up, not only with the civilians themselves, but other heroes like the Justice League members and so forth. So that's my prime opinion, as I said. But another thing I wanted to mention was, I know the collector's edition of Arkham Knight features a statue of Batman, and on the statue it says "Rest in Peace." So again, this is very similar to the Dark Knight Rises. Batman does something that's, unbelievable, that's so honorable, that the city creates a statue symbolizing the Batman. So I think that it's going to be a very similar case here, where, let's say Batman defeats the Arkham Knight, or defeats Scarecrow, saves the entire city, and somehow he dies, but the city themselves, the city itself will ultimately continue what the Batman stood for, and they will continue his crime-fighting storyline there. They're gonna not only be their own heroes, but they're also gonna remember who started it all, who started the hope, which is the Batman. So that statue itself, it's probably gonna stand for something similar like what it stood for in the Dark Knight Rises. So I'm assuming the statue will either appear in game, or is it just a collector's item? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. But thanks for watching, everyone. That's my prime opinion. And those are my overall thoughts, on whether or not the Batman will die within Arkham Knight. Now, I think, it's going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. I cannot wait to go and play Arkham Knight myself when it comes out this Tuesday, June 23rd. I'm hopefully going to be attending the midnight release of the game, if GameStop does offer that. So I'm going to go pick that up ASAP. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really hope you enjoyed. And stay tuned in for some more Arkham coverage. Peace out, YouTube.